I learn about the needs of others. I can always remember helping in small ways, but after you get to know the families, it makes a bigger difference. And I think that that aspect of it is the very best, because now I know I can help way beyond this. And in changing lives, as well as maybe having them see what other brothers and sisters in Christ are like.
Hi, my name is Debbie Broussard, and I am a member at Rockaway Reformed Church, and my husband is the pastor at Rockaway Reformed Church. I have been involved with IHN ever since it started. I think that was about 15 or 20 years. It made a lot of sense. In Hunterdon County, this is a very rich county, and homeless people aren't very noticed. We don't see them sleeping on the streets. We don't see them begging for money so much. But they actually are, we can't see them because they're like us, and they're regular families that hit upon hard times. And that just really meant a lot to me. Homelessness is a big word, and there's a lot of numbers and statistics behind it, but when you actually put a face to homelessness, it means something. And you see people that look just like you and need help, and that's really why I felt a pull. These are people that need my help, and I want to help them. I think the hardest part for me, I spent, I think, about 7 years as a coordinator in my church, so organizing volunteers. And the hardest part is sometimes it's not so fun. Sometimes things happen that are difficult, that people get disappointed in the experiences that they have. And so the hardest part for me was trying to work with volunteers who didn't have such a wonderful, warm, fuzzy experience, and trying to help them understand that it's really not about us and about our experience, but about the help that we're doing, even if it gets hard. So for me personally, sometimes I didn't want to, but that really isn't the point. It's not about me, it's about them, and I had to force myself to volunteer, to fill a slot, and to be there. And I have to say that every time I did that, I was rewarded myself, feeling good about what I did. So that's the hard part. I would say to somebody considering to really just take the leap, find somebody in your church that's already done it and kind of knows how to do it and knows the ropes, and pair up with them. And either spend the night or cook a dinner, or just spend a couple hours on a Saturday or Sunday to just begin to see what it's like, and to realize that it's not that difficult, especially if you're with someone who knows what to do. And so if you have a question, there's somebody there that can help you out. And that's how you start. And I'm pretty sure that you will have some good times and you will have some tough times, but that's not the point. The point is you're helping people who are homeless, and that's what this is all about.
Hi, my name's Annette. I've been volunteering with Family Promise for about 12 years now. I started out because I thought it was a really important way for our children to understand how to help in the community and how to be compassionate and understanding for people in different circumstances. So whenever Family Promise came to our church, I would sign up for an overnight. And sometimes those would come at very convenient times, sometimes it would be at a really busy time, but we still did it whenever we could. One day when Family Promise was at our church, it was a really, really busy day at work. In fact, in the morning, it had been such a busy day, I didn't even have time to get a cup of tea. And so I rushed down to the cafeteria between meetings just to get a cup of tea to get my energy going again. And there were no tea bags in the cafeteria, which was, of course, a crisis, I'm sure you understand. And so I went to the lady behind the cash register and said, where are the tea bags? And I really wasn't very polite at all to her. And she was so apologetic and so understanding. I'm so sorry, I haven't had time to put them out. And then I was pretty rude. I said, never mind, I don't even have time. And I just stormed off. So I went through the rest of my day, rushing around from one thing to another, came back, helped the kids with homework, packed all the sleeping bags and pillows in the car, not a big deal, and then went over to the church. And the dinner host met me and said, oh, Annette, you might know the guests that we have here this time because they work at the same place that you do. And I was really surprised with that. You'd never picture someone that has a job being in a homeless situation. And so I was really surprised and went down to meet the guests. And it was the person that I had yelled at that morning in the cafeteria. And I have to tell you that it took my breath away, because not only was I rude to someone who was in need, but it made me realize that I had no idea what that woman was going through. And in fact, that was a life-changing moment for me, and that's why I'm so dedicated to Family Promise right now, because that one circumstance completely changed the way that I view other people in whenever I have an interaction with them. So to say Family Promise changed my life is really an understatement. And I do whatever I possibly can for the organization now, and try to help whenever I can.
Hi, my name is Jane Paradiso. I'm a teacher at Hunterdon Central. I'm also a member of the Family Promise Board of Trustees. I've been working with Family Promise for the last 5 years, 3 of which are on the board as a board member. My first introduction to Family Promise was during the Philanthropy and Leadership class. We were investigating different agencies in Hunterdon County, and I had never heard of IHN, Interfaith Hospitality Network, or how it worked. I was shocked that there were homeless people in Hunterdon County, for starters. That was just, I couldn't believe that. And then I met Jolene, and the way she talks about it, you just can't help but get involved. And the thought of children sleeping in cars is just unacceptable to me.